गला थोड़ा सा ख़राब है आज, पर हिंदुस्तान के दिल से आती हूँ, दिल से बात करूँगी। आज मैं आपसे बात करना चाहती हूँ एक बच्ची के बारे में जो भगवान को लेटर्स लिखा करती थी, उनसे उनके हाल पूछती थी, कुछ उठपटांग से अजीब से सवाल पूछती थी कि अगर आप मेरी मम्मी के लड्डू गोपाल हो, अगर आप मेरी दादी के महाकाल हो, अगर आप मेरे दादाजी के श्रीजी नाथ हो और आप भैरव बाबा बन के पूरे कुल के साथ हो, तो आप मेरे बेस्ट फ्रेंड बन जाओ ना। एक बार, बस एक बार, जब सब आंखें बंद कर रहे हो ना, तो मुझे देख के एक बार पलके झपकाओ ना। उन लेटर्स का तो कोई रिप्लाई आया नहीं, ना कभी भगवान ने कोई पलके झपकाई, पर वो लड़की आज भी भगवान से सवाल पूछती है और उसे उसके जवाब मिल जाते हैं। मैं आज आपको एक कहानी इसलिए बता रही हूँ क्योंकि दैट लिटिल गर्ल इज स्टैंडिंग हियर टुडे with all the questions answered, with all the faith that she had as a child in God, as your reigning Femina Miss India World, representing India for the 7th crown on the Miss World stage. And I take that pride of saying that carrying the legacy of the beautiful poets and beautiful thinkers of Ujjain and Madhya Pradesh, I bring the 60th Femina Miss India and the first Femina Miss India from the heart of the nation in the history of 60 years of Femina Miss India. And I would say that I owe every bit of it to these letters that I used to send to God. Now I call those letters the conversations, because I believe those letters were never the one-sided questions, were never the one-sided letters. They have always been the conversations. Only the language that I reciprocated and I expected was not as dramatic as we all expect. It was not the miracle, it was not the sign in the sky, it was not God blinking at me in any mandir. But it was in my instincts. Those little instincts that we, that help us make that first move. That little voice within you say, when there's something good coming your way and it says that, Nikita, just trust the faith, just trust the process and just give this your try. It's always in those impulses, it's always in those sudden instincts. We call it instincts sometimes, we call it gut feeling, we call it intuitions. I call it the conversations with the divine. Because I believe that we all have that divine within us, and there is always an inner voice which guides us throughout in our life. It's just that we need to listen to that. In simple words, if I want to explain it, we can also call it as the voice of the subconscious mind. A mind that silently functions in the background, a mind that can see what we cannot see, a mind that can connect the dots that we can't see coming, a mind that keeps remembering the things that we forget. That mind is a very powerful asset that we have in our life. But it's very difficult, almost impossible to control our subconscious mind. It's not like our conscious thoughts that we can command. So what do we do with something which is so powerful, yet so beyond our control? We surrender to it. We build a relationship with it. We listen to it. And we always follow when it says that, दिल की एक आवाज़ आती है ना जब हम कुछ करने जाते हैं कि शायद मैं ये करूँगी तो ये हो जाएगा, या शायद मैं इस रास्ते पे जाऊँगी तो मुझे वो मंजिल मिल जाएगी. It's always that first voice within you. I call it the conversations with the divine. There's also this very famous word that we keep using these days, manifestation. I have also used it in my interviews multiple times, that I have manifested this crown and I have asked this crown from God. So when I say that I have manifested it, a lot of people misunderstand it with, that I might have written it multiple times, or I might have spoken it to mirror in front of myself every time. It's not the positive affirmations. It's not that one-sided wish list that you send to the universe when we talk about manifestation. It's about the conversations between our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and the emotion that we carry within. And when we say that manifestation doesn't work for us, it's because our emotion, our action, and our thoughts are not in the alignment. When we put a certain thought in the universe, our actions and our thoughts need to align with that in order for that to work. So when I said that I wanted to be a Miss India, it started back when I was 7 years old. My mother used to dress me up as Miss India for fancy dress competitions. And I still remember, I never used to like it. I always wanted to be some large-than-life character, like Brinjal or maybe Rani Lakshmi Bai, or something which makes me feel like I'm living a louder life, I'm living larger than life. So I never manifested Miss India. I always manifested a life which is not normal, a life which is queenly, a life which I might have seen in Bridgerton, which I might have seen in the Barbie movies that I used to watch. And when I put that thought out in universe that time, I needed to align my actions when I registered for Miss India. I needed to align my emotions when I started preparing for Miss India. So after a point, it did not remain a thought of being a Miss India or the most beautiful girl in the country or the world. It was about representing the voice of 1.4 billion people. And this is how deeply you align your vision with your thought, and that's how the manifestation works. So one thing that I would really want you all to take away from this, a lot of our famous personalities like Sachin Tendulkar and others have also mentioned that they used to not manifest, but they used to do the mental rehearsals before every inning that used to unfold. Every ball that might come to Sachin Tendulkar, every shot that he wanted to play, he literally used to manifest, and he literally used to imagine all that before his innings even used to begin. So that mental rehearsal really prepares your mind, your soul, and your body for the goal that you want to achieve and the goal that you have been writing in the form of manifestation. So one thing that you all can take away from this conversation is that we all have a voice within us, the divine voice, the divine conversation within us, always happening. We just need to listen to it. We just need to take an action on it and align our emotion with it, and rest, everything will be in God's power. I always say this one more thing, that if anything happens in your favor, it's good, it's your will. But if it doesn't happen in your favor, it has happened through the divine's will, and that will is the biggest power in the world. Always believe in that. Thank you so much.